begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KSMU, and on the Audio Reader Network at Kansas University. For more information, please visit us at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. Please stay tuned as our broadcast will start soon. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel now. At Blind Community Thrift Store on YouTube, and more info about this radio reading service, Navalins, and the Blind Community Thrift Store at www.blindcommunitythriftstore.com. The Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service will begin shortly. We will be reading local news from around the Southwest Missouri area, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, KS.
All your articles in the right order?
Yeah. Hang on. Would it be weird if I said something about Dolly Parton right here and then said it about her again?
No.
Because these two are not the same articles.
You're right, they're not.
Dolly Parton's early years were filled with Ozark concerts.
Yeah,
and
Madison, I helped you accuse them. I know they're not.
And then she dies at 80. You know what? I'll do that one, and then I'll do
The time is 10
that one.
a.m.
I'll continue with that one, and
Thank you for tuning in to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. My name is Saf, and I'm here with Madison.
hey,
We invite you to listen to our broadcast both live and on demand. Our live sessions are available on the Blind Community Thrift Store YouTube channel, Monday to Friday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. each week. Additionally, you can access on-demand content through the Audio Reader Network, which offers a wide range of audio materials for the visually impaired community. To explore content from the Audio Reader Network, please visit www.reader.ku.edu. The site provides details about accessing content via Amazon Alexa, Audio Reader Network mobile app, and information on receiving a radio to listen to the broadcast by KSMU Radio. All broadcasts are played over KSMU subcarrier airwaves at 67 kHz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Contact Audio Reader Network for information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. And first, Madison with the weather.
Well, thank you. It's microphone. Can I hear? Oh, sorry. I just want to make sure it's close to me. That's better. Thank you. Up first for the first article is Ozarks First. Nice for now. Heat returning soon, and this is by Tom Schmidt. Tom, did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay. Today and Friday will be tolerable summer days before the heat returns this weekend and next week. This morning is comfortable, and we'll find a warm afternoon in the upper 80s to near 90. Sunny skies, a north wind, and low humidity will make for an all-around nice day. The article shows a picture of Missouri, and it shows, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It shows, the majority of Missouri, with temperatures ranging from 80 degrees to 90 degrees, with the majority of...
So it shows it ranging from 86 to 95.
Yes, as Savannah described, and the majority of the weather will be either sunny or partly cloudy. And there's a little green spot near, how do you pronounce that?
Fayetteville?
Where they're going to get a little bit of rain.
There's a possibility that Fayetteville may get some rain.
All right. Before moving on, it's worth noting that there will also be a partial lunar eclipse, 96% tonight, visible in the Ozarks. Ooh. A partial lunar eclipse is when the moon falls into Earth's shadow. This will peak tonight at 11:12 p.m. And for viewers, will notice a reddish tint to the full moon tonight. The August moon is known as the Sturgeon moon. Now there's a picture showing
A diagram?
thank you. A diagram of the lunar eclipse for Thursday night, and it shows Earth's shadow next to the moon. At 8:23 p.m., the partial eclipse begins. At 11:12 p.m., the maximum eclipse is in full view, and at 2:01 a.m. is when the eclipse ends. Was that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Friday will be similar to today with low humidity, sunny skies, and temperatures near 90 degrees. Friday night will be near ideal for late August. Enjoy. Then there's a split panel of two pictures, and it shows the weather for tomorrow and tomorrow night. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing weathers ranging from 80 degrees to 90 degrees.
From 86 to 94 degrees.
In Missouri. And for tomorrow night, things seem to be cooling down as the temperatures range from to 60 degrees.
60 to 67 degrees.
Yeah. A summer ridge to our southwest begins to what is that word?
Encroach.
I've never heard that word. Encroach on the Ozarks on Saturday, and temperatures will begin to warm in the low 90s. The heat dome will strengthen over the area on Sunday, and temperatures will climb into the mid 90s. Now, for the end of the article, it shows two more pictures of the weekend forecast and summer surge, summer surge back. What?
Summer surges back. Let's describe the first photo first.
Okay, first photo, it shows the weekend forecast as I described or mentioned. And to describe it, for Friday, it says warmer and brighter, with it being in the upper 90s and lower 60s.
So the high
Alright.
is 90 and the low is 62.
Okay. And then on Saturday, it'll be hot and sunny, with it being 92 and 65 in the lows. And then on Sunday, it'll be hot, sunny, and humid, with it being in the high 96, and the lower degrees is the flip over version, which is 69. Right?
Yes, the high will be 96 and the low will be 69.
Nice. And the next picture shows summer surges back, and it shows a heat dome circling the majority of the US.
It'll be centered just above Texas. Missouri will be pretty close to the center, meaning we're probably going to experience a rise in humidity and heat based on the graph.
Hot weather intensifies next week as the
As the heat dome.
Okay, as the heat dome settles in overhead. We'll find multiple days in the upper 90s next week, with an opportunity or two for triple digits. I'm sorry. Heat indices will likely be at, oh my God, around 105 at times next week. In Springfield, this will be the hottest start to September since 2011. Well, that's it for that article.
From the Springfield News Leader, What to Expect from Springfield Data Center Public Engagement Sessions. Article by Marta Mias. Gathering thoughts from Springfield residents is central to the city's efforts to research and come up with regulations on data center developments. The city, alongside city utilities, is hosting public input sessions to engage the public, offer insights from subject matter experts, and allow for questions to be answered. Springfield City Council passed a 120-day administrative delay on data center applications in late June to give time for the city to evaluate a long-term policy framework to use when reviewing data center proposals. The first of two listening sessions to gather public feedback is scheduled from 5:30 to 7:30, Thursday, August 27th at the Doubletree by Hilton, 2431 North Glenstone Avenue. The next public listening session is scheduled from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, September 1st at the Library Center's Hatch Auditorium, 4653 South Campbell Avenue. What to expect from engagement sessions. City's chief spokesperson, Cora Scott, shared with local news media on Wednesday, August 26th, that the listening session will include 6 stations, each dedicated to a different topic and subject matter experts. Attendees will be split into 6 groups, and because of anticipated high attendance, experts will rotate between groups. Participants are encouraged to attend the entirety of the 2-hour sessions to provide input on all topics. Here are the 6 stations and the central questions they will explore. Electricity. How can the city and the CU safeguard customers from potential increases in electrical utility costs as data centers consider locating here? Water. How can the city and CU protect community water resources in regards to both quantity and quality? Land uses and facilities. What can the city do to ensure neighborhoods and green spaces can continue to thrive when considering the development of data centers? Nuisance. What can the city do to ensure sound is not an issue as it relates to potential data centers? Safety. What can the city require to ensure safe operations of data centers and ancillary facilities? Community benefits. What areas, programs, services in our community would you like to see benefit from additional revenue? Each station session will include a topic introduction, subject matter, expert sharing information, and a dedicated time for questions and answers. A note taker will also be situated at each station to ensure comments are captured to later be presented for city leaders to review. Scott said citywide online survey would launch Thursday, August 27th, and physical comment cards will be available for folks to leave additional comments. Feedback can be sent to the city via email at city@springfieldmo.gov and communicated via phone on the city's hotline at 417-864-1700. Information is also available on the city's website at www.springfieldmo.gov/datacenters. There's no, foregone conclusions of what this might look like, Scott said regarding a regulation framework. We're just in the data gathering phase. The consulting group, Habitat Communication and Culture, is helping the city host public engagement sessions. Scott shared the contract is not to exceed $35,000 and is funded through the city's manager's contingency fund. While currently the pause is set to expire in October, City Manager David Cameron said during his report to Council Monday, August 24th, that the 120-day period could be extended further if city staff and elected leaders need additional time to determine regulations. Scott said if the 2 listening sessions scheduled need capacity, another session could be organized in the future. Behind the scenes, Scott said the city has had a core multidisciplinary team meeting to prepare for the questions of how to approach data centers. She also said the city is having regular conversations with Greene County to share feedback received from the public. According to previous news leader reporting, CU has put together a large load task force and review process that ensures existing customers don't subsidize data centers and large load customers pay for system improvements to ensure reliability. Data center plans in Springfield. Because of the administrative pause on any data center proposals, Scott said no plans can presently move forward for such a development in the city. Prior to the passage of the delay, she confirmed that formal pre-development conversations had occurred between the city and Trent Overhue, owner of Plaza Towers, who was involved in the data center development in Marshfield, regarding a property at 2900 South National Avenue. Overhue could not be immediately reached for comment. Since that conversation, however, Scott said a rezoning application has been submitted for the property to be rezoned from a planned development to CMX2, or Commercial Mixed Use Community. According to the planning application shared with local news media by Scott, the rezoning is being pursued to allow a veterinary clinic and hospital on the site and was submitted on July 15th, after the data center pause was in effect. National Veterinary Associates is listed as the property owner. Scott said there is no mention of a data center in the application. The rezoning is set to go before Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission on Thursday, September 10th, she said. And that is the end of that article.
Next article is from SBJ. We're here to honor Miss Dolly Parton as she died at the age of 80. Country music artist, entrepreneur, and Karen Crago wrote this. Anyway, country music artist, entrepreneur, and
Philanthropist?
Dolly Parton died yesterday at the age of 80 after a brave battle with cancer. The news came via a video announcement by Parton's nephew and security chief Brian Seaver, who said he was asked by Parton years ago to make such an announcement at the time of her death. Seaver offered a tribute with the announcement. She never saw a door she couldn't open. and the doors she opened made and changed history, Seaver said. Parton's achievements extended beyond country music and into the business and entertainment sphere, including Dolly Parton Stampede with locations in Branson and in
Pigeon?
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Dolly Parton Stampede, a dinner and live entertainment show that includes Western-themed equestrian feats, celebrated its grand opening in the summer of 1995, according to a news account archived by the Springfield Greene County Library. The attraction is opened by World Choice Investments.
Operated.
Huh?
The attraction is operated by Word Choice.
Investments LLC, founded by Parton and co-owned since 2023, with private equity firm ZMC LP, according to the ZMC website. The company also operates Pirates Voyage themed dinner show locations in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, and Panama City Beach, Florida. World Choice Investments CEO Jack Lawrence released a statement on behalf of the Stampede. Working alongside Dolly Parton over the years has been one of the great honors of our company's history, said Lawrence. Our partnership was built on a shared commitment to creating meaningful, memorable experiences for families. Dolly's vision elevated everything she touched, but it was her kindness and genuine love for people that left the greatest impression on all of us. Her legacy will continue to guide how we serve our guests and carry forward the traditions we built together. The announcement noted that a designated memorial had been placed at the Branson Stampede location, as well as the sites of the other the other company holdings. Our venues have become gathering places for Dolly's fans and admirers, and it was her wish that they remain open as a place for families to remember her and celebrate her life by enjoying our experiences together, the World Choice announcement stated. Branson's Silver Dollar City also has a connection to Parton, as her Dollywood theme park in Pigeon
Forge, Tennessee,
was rebranded in 1985 through a partnership with
Hershend Family Enterprises.
According to the Dollywood website.
Hershend Family Enterprises
is the owner of Silver Dollar City. Silver Dollar City President Brad Thomas released a statement included on the company's Facebook page to express sadness at Parton's loss. Dolly Parton's decades-long partnership with
Hershend,
parent company of Silver Dollar City, has left a meaningful and lasting impact on our company and all of us who share in its purpose, Thomas said. Her joy, her heart for people, her commitment doing good in the world set an example that continues to inspire. She will be deeply missed and always remembered. The statement notes that Parton and Silver Dollar City owners Jack and Peter
Hershend,
began their partnership in 1985 with the creation of the Dollywood theme park and expanded in 2001 to create Dollywood Splash Country Water Park. Dollywood became a destination resort with the opening of Dollywood's Dreammore Resort and Spa in 2015, followed by the opening of Dollywood's Heartsong Lodge and Resort in 2023, and Dolly Parton's Songteller Hotel in 2026. In 2025,
Forbes
magazine estimated Parton's net worth at $450 million, largely from her half ownership of the Dollywood company, valued at $165 million. Sorry about that. in 2021. She also allowed her music publishing catalog outright, according to
Forbes.
Okay. And in the 1990s, Parton earned an estimated $10 million from Whitney Houston's cover of Parton's original song, I Will Always Love You, the best-selling song by a female artist of all time. Parton also owned a makeup line, Dolly Beauty, and a line of baking mixes, Baking with Dolly, through Duncan Hines. Parton's financial holdings and projects were diverse and often not widely
Publicized.
one example being her executive producer role for the 1990s movie and TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer and feature film Father of the Bride. Among many other offerings, via a company Parton co-founder
Via company Parton co-founded.
Sand Dollar Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Parton's
Philanthropic.
Efforts were severely diverse with
Or
her
similarly.
diverse.
Mm-hmm.
With her imagination library distributing some 300 million free books to children across 5 countries, according to the charity's website. In November of 2023, Missouri became the 14th state to offer the program to children under age 5 in every zip code. The state provided funding for the program, but the amount dropped to $2 million for the fiscal year of 2027. In his video announcement of Parton's death, Sever said that his aunt had called him to request that she be buried amid plush cotton. After a life wearing heavy
rhinestones,
she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest, he said. That's the end of that article.
From the Springfield Daily Citizen. Student behavior was an issue for SBF. Stats say it's getting better under revamped system. While statistics for 2025 to 2026 won't be released until later this year, previous year's numbers reported by the state show that district's PBIS framework is making an impact. Article by Joe Hadzall. There is a photo from the entrance to a classroom. The photo is taken at the door with the open door taking up half of the frame, and the second half of the frame is into the classroom where you can see the teacher's desk. A teacher is sitting behind her desk as she is looking at her computer. Behind her is a sparkly garland decorating the wall, and in front of her desk is pink tassels. There is a table that is almost out of frame to the between the door and her desk. The article is captioned, "This is one of the classrooms at Parkview High School where students can take some time away to refocus and move forward with a positive attitude with the remainder of their day." Photo by Shannon Kay. Near the end of a June 9th school board meeting, Springfield Public School Board member Susan Provence asked a question related to behavior across the district. What have you seen on TV? What have you read in the newspapers? Earlier in that meeting, board members heard a more than hour-long presentation about the state of academic progress at the end of the 2025 to 2026 school year. Featuring 14 different educators from across the districts, the news and progress was so favorable that the board president, Judy Bruner, a former teacher and principal, paused the meeting to shake their hands. A key part of that academic report, presented by Deputy Superintendent of Academics Nicole Holt, was buy-in for SPS's new behavior management system, Positive Behavior Interventions and Support, PBIS. Implemented in the 2023-2024 school year, Holt reported that an independent third-party review showed that more schools are implementing the framework. That framework is partially credited for a wide variety of successes, including better attendance and academic performance. Evidently, our discipline is working because it's not in the news, Provin said. Incident trackings back up her statements. Statistics reported by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education show that SPS is reporting fewer incidents since it adopted the behavior management system. Those discipline changes are now becoming a part of back-to-school routine for SPS students and parents. Students return to class on Tuesday, August 25th, which means the behavior system is in its 4th year. Students are to bring home student handbooks that lists out behavior expectations, possible punishments depending on grade level, and a flowchart for how disruptive incidents are managed. In addition to the updated handbook, the district has released a series of videos emphasizing key portions, including cell phone use, bullying, drug use, and bus behavior. It has also released a separate handbook about its new AI policy. 3 years of building a behavior framework. 3 years ago, Springfield Public Schools rolled out a transformative systems for monitoring classroom behavior. In response to rising concerns and increased incidents tracked after students spent months learning at home during the pandemic, the system was part of a 15-step promise from Superintendent Granita Lathan. The first year of the system was met with resistance from inside and outside schools. The Springfield National Education Association Teachers Union staged a December protest calling for the school board to protect teachers. Behavior became a key election issue in the school board race, where 7 candidates ran for 3 open seats. The article is broken up by a photo of a protest where it shows protesters on the side of a road, bundled in coats and jackets. The main focus of the picture is a sign that says, "Protect our teachers, SBF," and then there's an arrow pointing to "Enforce Discipline" with an exclamation point.
No, wait, it says SPS.
I apologize, SBS.
Because you said F.
I did.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Continue.
Going down the road are 2 cars facing the camera.
You're welcome, by the way.
This photo was taken December 19th, 2023, to raise awareness of teacher conditions when disciplining students. Photo provided by Jen Wilson. Former board member Steve Makowski, unconvinced with the system in its first year, brought a paddle to a board meeting, suggesting a return to corporal punishment. Makowski's paddle turned out to be unneeded. DESE statistics show that the number of incidents in the system's first year dropped from 784 to 694. The second year of the system showed another drop to 526. The success of the behavior system is a story that SPS officials want to tell. During a meeting of the North Springfield Betterment Association held on July 9th at Williams Elementary, Superintendent Lathan presented some highlights related to schools on the north side of town. Boyd saw incidents decrease by 135 and received recognitions for its PBIS teacher leader team. Bowerman reduced building discipline by 23%. Weaver decreased incidents by 1.94%. But the statistics presented by Lathan had no context between years. Stephen Hall, Chief Communication Officer for the district, said earlier this month that the numbers were collected from building principals of those schools as part of a request for individual school celebrations. Neither SPS nor DESE has yet released the number of incidents for the most recent completed school year. Those statistics are considered a part of annual progress reports that are part of the Missouri School Improvement Program and will be released by the state later this year. Behavior statistics since 2021 to 2022. There is a graph that shows school years 2021, 2022 to 2022 to 2023 to 2023 to 2024 and 2024 to 2025. And it shows incidents, incident rate, in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, alcohol use, drug use, violence, violence without injury, weapon, and other. Before I go into more detail about this graph, there is some notes at the bottom. It says, during the 2021 to 2022 school year, This was a mix of in-person and virtual classes, just to be aware. And during the 2023 to 2024 year, this was the first year of the SBS PBIS structured behavior system. And for incident rate, the rate tracks out-of-school suspensions of 10 or more days. So it says for incidents that there was 478 incidents in the 2021 to 2022 year. And then in 2020, from 22 to 23, there was 784 incidents. And then with the implementation of the system being discussed, it went down to 694 and then down to 526 in 24 to 25. The incident rate was 2% in 2021 to 2022, and then went up to 3.3%, down to 2.9%, and then down even further to 2.2%. In-school suspensions, with there being in-person classes and virtual classes, there was no in-school suspensions the first year, 41 the second, down to 20 the third, and then back down to 0 where it was fully in school in the 24 to 25. Again, with the mix in-person virtual classes, there was no out-of-school suspensions. There were 743 out-of-school suspensions the next year, 672 the next, and 525 the next. Documented uses of alcohol within students was 26 the first year, 26 the second year, 23 the third year, and 16 in this last school year. Documented uses of drugs was 114 the first year, 233 the second year, 280 the third year, and 250 the fourth year. Violence. Incidents of violence were 10 the first year, 17 the second, 19 the third, and 6 in the last year. Violence without any injuries was 116 in 21 to 22, 134 22 to 23, 131 23 to 24, and 72 in 24 to 25. And then other behaviors that are not classified as anything outside of other was 174 in the first year, 356 the second, 191 the third, and 161 in the last one. This graph was provided by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Behind PBIS, the district's behavior framework. The district's behavior system is an immersive school-wide approach. It revolves around 3 tiers. While the second and third tier deal with behavior management in smaller groups of students, the first tier set expectations for the entire school when in classrooms, hallways, cafeterias, and more. It is no small investment. The district in the 2026 to 2027 school year will spend $4.8 million to support PBIS through maintaining focus rooms, hiring additional assistant principals, and providing more district-wide training. Holt, in a June interview with the Daily Citizen, said that the system is not intended to prevent all instances of misbehavior, rather it sets up standards that make handling disruptions easier. We still have students in our buildings who are experiencing issues with their behavior when they are in classroom settings, Holt said. What I think our system has done a really good job of is saying that this is what we expect, holding to those expectations, and working in partnership whenever things are not going in the way that we hope they would. Those partnerships could be between a teacher and a principal equipping students with behavioral skills, or those educators working with families to stress desired behaviors. The system has been a dramatic change for teachers, with initial frustrations about what incidents got referred, what went unpunished. The flowchart in the student handbook appears to have eased a lot of those concerns, educators say. Shannon Ben is president of the Springfield NEA, which represents SPS teachers in collective bargaining. Benny, who used to teach at York Elementary, said her old school is a good example of how effective a PBIS framework can be, not only if that school has a strong leader who supports its teachers. When you have a supportive leader in the building who also understands the framework and the brevity of what they hold in their hands without taking it lightly, then it will be great, Benny said. York has been implementing PBIS for a long time under at least 2 leaders, and it's been successful because of those leaders. SBS schools showing wide implementation. Apologies. There is a photo of Deputy Superintendent of Academics for Springfield Public Schools, Nicole Holt, as she stands in front of a large window and speaks to the audience at the Show Me Summit on Tuesday, October 28th in 2025 at Drew University in Springfield. Holt is wearing a blue cardigan with a textured shirt underneath. She is standing behind a white podium, and she is looking at the audience as she speaks to them at the Show Me Summit. Holt said that district officials have noted behavioral changes over the first 3 years of the system. Incidents such as fighting and assaultive behavior are no longer at the top. Holistically, now the biggest problem seems in referral deal with cell phone usage and lesser offense such as disorderly conduct. However, the number of incidents is not the most important set of numbers, Holt said. When the reduced number of incidents is encouraging, the statistics about implementing the system are even more important, Holt said. The higher they are, the more consistent monitoring gets between schools, and that means techniques and reporting become more reliable to extinguish hotspots. In the June meeting, Holt reported that during the 2025 to 2026 school year, 43 of the district's 50 schools scored an implementation rate of 80% or higher at the tier number 1 level. During the previous year, only 28 schools hit the mark. Every elementary school hit the 80% mark, Holt said. 9 middle K through 8 schools and 4 high schools also reached it. Students also scored higher in 3 areas according to reviewers. 81% of students know behavioral expectations, up from 13%. 84% of students received recognition for good behaviors, up from 29%. 86% of students knew why they earned that recognition, up from 26%. What Benny appreciates most about the framework is when a strong leader uses it to build a strong school community. She notes that some teachers are still getting hurt in the classrooms at the hands of students. There are still violent children and other disruptions to learning. But a good leader backs their teachers, reaches out to parents for help dealing with students, and honoring instruction time. This is not a one-person show. It's an entire school community who gets together and they lean on one another, Benny said at her experience at York. And that is what I think PBIS is at its heart. Entering year 4. As year 4 of the behavior framework starts up, Holt said that work will continue. She noted that students' behavior remains subject to a high degree of variability. Continuing work to improve behavior will take continued involvement and awareness from parents and the rest of the community, she said. It's important that people understand that we want to have the latitude to support kids where they are at, but we also have a responsibility to ensure that we keep everyone safe when they are on our campuses, Holt said. The provocative way that we do that is by putting all of our efforts into a bucket that helps educate and gives our teachers, community, and kids proactive ways to prevent themselves from ending up in a situation. But the reality is that sometimes we have to intervene and assign discipline in order to keep students safe. Benny also emphasized community awareness, especially from parents who get asked by teachers to help reinforce behavior strategies. We all want what's best for students, Benny said. If we come into this with a mindset of solving problems together instead of parents versus teachers, we are all going to come out better in the end because we're all raising these kids. And that is the end of that article.
Next article is from Springfield News Leader, and it's once again talking about Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's early years were filled with Ozarks concerts. This is by Susan Such. Country superstar Dolly Parton, yes, died at the age of 80 on August 25th, leaving behind family and a whole lot of fans. But did you know she has a surprising connection to the Ozarks? West Plains native and country artist Porter, how do I pronounce this?
Porter Wagner.
And this word?
Catapulted.
a young Parton into national stardom when she joined his show in 1967. For 7 years, I'm sorry,
It's okay. Wagner and Parton.
were, quote, one of country music's leading duos and produced numerous top 10 hit singles, over a dozen studio albums, according to her website. In 1974, Parton decided to leave the poster wagon.
The
So,
Porter Wagner Show.
so Wagner,
Mhm.
okay, to quote, strike out on her own, which created a years long rift between the two and led to Parton writing, I Will Always Love You. However, during her time with the show and even afterwards, Parton performed in the Ozarks more than a dozen times. Here's a list of all of her concerts in the area. On January 19th of 1968, she performed in Joplin Memorial Hall with Grand Ole Opry NBC Saturday night show featuring Wagner, Alec Houston, and acts such as the Wagon Masters. August 9th, 1968, she performed at Ozarks Empire Fairgrounds, Springfield, with the Wagon Masters, led by Wagner. On August 27th, 1968, she performed at Dairy Square on North Campbell Avenue in Springfield with Wagner and his Wagon Masters, as well as comedian Speck Rhodes.
Mhm.
On June 13th of 1969, she performed in Joplin Memorial Hall with Grand Ole Opry NBC Saturday night show featuring Wagoner and the Wagon Masters, comedian Speck Rhodes and George McCormick. On August 9th of 1969, she performed at the Ozarks Empire Fairgrounds in Springfield with Wagoner. On January 3rd of 1970, she performed at the Abu
Ben Adam Shrine Mosque.
in Springfield with Wagoner, Leroy Van Dyke,
Mhm.
Tex Ritter, and other Grand Ole Opry regulars. How come there's nothing for the next one?
You'll have to just scroll.
The article shows a bunch of newspaper clippings, talking about, um, Dolly Parton's,
So the first newspaper clipping is from her first performance, listed, which is the January 19th performance at the Joplin Memorial Hall. It showed. Can we please scroll up to the top of?
sorry.
It's okay. It says favorite stars of the famous NBC Saturday night show, Grand Ole Opry, songs, fun, music, direct from Nashville, Tennessee. Porter Wagner, Alec Houston, Dolly Parton, Joe and Rose Memphis. Plus these great acts: Gary Van and the Western Caravan, Bill Wilborn and Kathy Morrison, Speck Rhodes, and the Wagon Masters. Joplin Memorial Hall, Friday, January 19th, 8 p.m. Tickets at WMSH and consumer oil stations. Adults, advanced $2. At the door, $2.50. Children, advanced 75 cents. At the door, $1. This is a clipping from a newspaper provided by the News Leader Archives via newspapers.com.
There's another newspaper clipping that advertises a Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner show at the Ozarks Empire Fair. I can't read the whole thing because it's kind of blurry, but it says something along the lines of Ozark Empire Fair today at the fair, and it shows what they're going to do tomorrow at the fair, and it shows a free grandstand, the words, not an actual. And then on the bottom, it shows Century 21 shows, 10,000 educational exhibits, plenty of parking on the grounds, with the word parking bolded. another another newspaper clipping shows a question. Do you know why
Fastidiously
fresh foremost dairy foods are #1 in the Ozarks? Come see for yourself. Second annual open house. It's free. At the new Dairy Square, 809 North Campbell today. Come anytime soon to 6 p.m. and don't forget to bring a spoon. Free valuable door prizes and free ice cream. It was a newspaper clipping showing Dairy Square's open house in Springfield. Another news clipping article that shows another Grand Ole Opry newspaper clipping. There's another newspaper clipping that shows Dolly Parton looking at the camera, and it shows the same Ozark Empire Fair words with the plenty of parking quote on the bottom. The last newspaper clipping shows.
It's not the last newspaper clipping. It's one of them though.
Oh, one of the last ones is a December 21st, 1969 clipping from the Springfield Leader, and Press advertises a Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoneer shown at the
Abu Ben Adam Shrine Mosque
in Springfield. It shows Dolly Parton on the left side and Porter Wagoneer on the right side as they're posing for the camera. And it says Opry Offerings on the newspaper. And underneath it says, a cast of more than 30 regulars from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville will be at the Shrine Mosque here Saturday, January 3rd for an 8 p.m. show. Among the stars will be Porter Wagoneer and Dolly Parton above, plus Leroy Van Dyke and Tex Ritter. There's another newspaper clipping that shows Dolly Parton and Wagoneer again as the words Dolly and Porter sing here are above as the title, and there's a picture of them smiling at the photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And on the side it says country music fans will be treated to an appearance by Porter Wagoneer and Dolly Parton, recently named
countries.
But I try to say council. Country music's top vocal duet combination at an 8 p.m. show in the Shrine Mosque on Saturday, January 2nd. Joining the popular pair will be Jerry Lee Lewis, Spec Rhodes, George McCormick, and the Wagon Masters.
Do you want to go to the top to read the date?
I already did I?
So go to scroll up.
Where?
So the article did accidentally split up the words with the pictures. So it starts at. It says January 2nd, 1971, and then there is a large gap to show all these pictures. And then the next statement is.
Okay.
The Abu Ben Adern Shrine Mosque in Springfield.
With, as I said before, Wagoneer, Jerry Lee Lewis, Spec Rhodes, George McCormick, and the Wagon Masters. There's more newspaper clippings as I go down the article, and it shows more of her show listings. She also performed at the Ozarks Empire Fairgrounds Springfield on August 18th of 1971 with Wagoneer, March 17th of 1972 with Abu Ben
at the Abu Ben Adern Shrine Mosque
in Springfield with Wagoneer, Spec Rhodes, and the Wagon Masters. And there's another gap.
It's okay. So we'll describe the photos.
There's more newspaper clippings on the side, and it says for one newspaper clipping it says Porter Dolly perform, and it shows the group
Porter and Dolly standing next to each other in front of a microphone as Porter leans over to speak into the microphone and has an arm around Dolly as she smiles at the camera.
Oh, and he's holding an acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Below it, it says the words, in matching apricot colored suits and black shirts, Porter Wagoner and Dolly Parton performed before a packed audience during their 2 shows yesterday at the grand finale, or not grand finale, the grand final, but final finale?
The grand finale of the Ozark Empire Fair.
Another clipping seems to show Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner in cartoon form as they look.
Oh, it's just
No, it's just the way they look.
yeah, it is just a cutout of them specifically with no background as they are smiling at the camera. So it has been edited to center them.
And it says in person, fabulous TV stars, Grand Ole Opry stars, RCA recording artists, The Porter Wagoner Show, starring Porter Wagoner, Dolly Parton, Spec Rhodes, and the Wagon Masters. Springfield Shrine Mosque tonight at 8 p.m. They spelled tonight wrong.
So sometimes tonight is spelled Tonite.
Okay. It's a this newspaper clipping is from March 17th of 1972. And the next newspaper clipping shows a June 18th from 1972 article. In the Springfield Leader and Press advertises a Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner show in Osage Beach. It says, Osage Beach, Porter Wagoner and Dolly Parton will perform in 2 shows today at Country Shindig, and the Porter Wagoner show will be presented at 3 a.m. Can you imagine?
At 3 p.m. and 8 p.m.
I meant to say 3 p.m., not 3 a.m. Can you imagine a show at 3 a.m.?
Yep. So the article continues to say June 18th, 1972 at the Country Shindig, Osage Beach with Wagner. And then
April 12th, 1973 once again at the Abou Ben Adham Shrine Mosque in Springfield with Wagoner, Spec Rhodes, and the Wagon Masters. April 5th, 1974 at Joplin Memorial Hall with Wagoner, common comedian Spec Rhodes, and the Wagon Masters, which was Parton's last show with Wagoner in the Ozarks. On August 10th of 1974, she performed at Ozark Empire Fairgrounds, Springfield, which was Parton's first solo show in the Ozarks. February 24th, 1977, Hammond Center at then Southwest Missouri State University, Springfield, with Mac Davis. June 23rd, 1978, at Hammond Center at Southwest Missouri State University, Springfield. Wait, did I say it right?
Yep.
Southwest?
Yep.
With Eddie Rabbit. And the show that wasn't.
Yep, the show that wasn't is what it says. August 25th, 1989. And we're going to scroll down. We're going to scroll down.
Should I read this part?
We'll do it in just a second. We're going to finish reading this. The show that wasn't at Swiss Villa Amphitheater Lamp. Parton's final show in the Ozarks ended up being canceled a little more than a month ahead of the performance. According to the entertainment writers Ron Sylvester in July 20th, 1989 article, the summer of 1989 was bleak for concert promoters, with available acts being scared off by competing tours with The Who and the Rolling Stones.
Oh.
So the next bout of newspaper clippings, would you like to go back to where we were? Yeah, right there.
Yeah. It's kind of a long one. It looks like a those paper tickets that you would get. Here, April 12th, some of the words are cut off, but I'll try as best as I can.
We don't need to read all of them because they are cut out of frame, so we will not be able to read the full article describing them.
But in a short sense, it's an April 1st, 1973 clipping from the Springfield Leader and Press advertises a Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner show about the Abou Ben Adham Shrine Mosque in Springfield.
The article is topped with a photo of Wagner and Parton posing together, with Dolly standing up front this time rather than Wagner being the main focus of the camera.
And like I said before, I can't see the entire words, but it says something along the lines of showing their hit signals, including your old love letters.
So
Much of this as I can stand. That's one I can see. Much of this as I can stand.
No, I've enjoyed as much of this as I can stand. Like we said before, most of the writing is cut off, unfortunately, by the framing of the photo. So we are unable to read the sentences comprehensively.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. It's the way the photo was cut.
Oh, here's one that we can read. Wagoneer Parton team to split on April 5th. Joplin, Dolly Parton, and Porter Wagoneer will make their last appearance here as a team on April 5th at the Memorial Hall. Miss Parton will end a 7-year partnership when she goes out on her own in July. She joined the Porter Wagoneer television show in 1967. Appearing with Wagoneer and Parton at the 8 p.m. show will be comedian Spec Rhodes and the Wagoneers Band. Tickets for the show are available at May's Drug and Hershey's Western Wear in Joplin. Another newspaper clipping shows Dolly Parton wearing bell bottoms, and she's holding a guitar. And it says, I can't see all the words because they're super tiny.
So the title of the article is
Dolly entertains on her own and praises former partner.
The rest of the article is unfortunately out of view as it is too small to read, but there is a photo of Miss Dolly Parton as she stands in, as Madison described, bell bottoms and a flowy blouse while she leans on an acoustic guitar and smiles at the camera with her signature large hair.
And there's a back to school day ad next to her as well. That's funny. There's another one that shows Dolly Parton on the left and
Mac Davis
on the right. And once again, I can't see the words, but I can see the title. Dolly Parton, Mac Davis, Thrill, 7,100.
Yep,
7,141 fans. Silent majority target of group. Once active citizens committee reorganizes. This was taken from February 25th of 1977.
From the Springfield Newsleader.
From the Springfield Newsleader, covering Dolly Parton's performance with Mac Davis at the Hammond Center. There's another newspaper clipping showing just Dolly doing a pose for the camera as she's not smiling, but she seems to be posing for a...
Miss Dolly is in a glamour shot pose as she is looking away from the camera with her lips parted, gazing off almost wistfully as her hair blows in the wind. It is an up-close shot from her collarbones and up.
Oh, she looks pretty.
Dolly is done in a curly Q font, and the article says
that Dolly is coming back. Dolly Parton returns as Hammond Student Center's first command performance, guest star Eddie Rabbitt. Friday, June 23rd at 8 p.m., and all seats reserved for $7. It even shows advance tickets available like at Best Tapes and Records, House of Sound, Kaleidoscope, Stereo Buff Joplin, Hammond Center Box, etc. I can't see the rest of the words.
they are cut off, unfortunately.
Yeah. Did I say the date for this one? This one was posted on May 28th of 1978 from the Springfield Leader, and press advertises Dolly Parton's second performance, the picture that Savannah and I described. There's another newspaper clipping. There's a lot. It says, no shows make for lean concert season. Now, I can see these words, but since I don't want to read the whole thing,
So I can read it.
Okay.
It says, it's hard to remember a concert scene as rocky as this summer's. Last fall, the complaint from Springfield ticket buyers hinged on the lack of concerts. This summer, there are plenty of concert tickets, but few concerts. White Lion, Vixen, and Dolly Parton were the most recent to cancel. One canceled concert promotion at Skating Rink is under investigation by the Missouri Attorney General's office, but ticket holders aren't always left holding the stub, and it's not always the promoter's fault either. Springfield isn't jinxed, just normal. Rolling Stone magazine forecast a bleak summer for concert promoters. Michael Goldberg reported last May that there would be a shortage of available acts, many being scared off by the competing tours with The Who and the Rolling Stones.
You want me to continue with the newspaper or with the article?
With the article, this was as we described in the last part of the article that we were able to read. So this is a continuation of that story.
Right.
We're right here.
Okay. Finally, it says not quite a concert, the Dixie Stampede. It shows Dolly Parton holding a microphone with a flowing dress, and it shows the words chicken and grinnin' next to her. The Dixie Stampede, now just called Dolly Parton Stampede, opened in July of 1995, according to news leader reporting. Sylvester called it a social equalizer in his July 18th article, reporting how guests ate corn on the cob, chicken, and ribs with their fingers. Parton was present for the opening night, which included trick riders, a North versus South competition, and children chasing chickens. Dolly Parton, we will miss you.
We are broadcasting live from the Blind Community Thrift Store in Springfield, Missouri, located at 2713 North Kansas Expressway. Finding amazing deals Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Help the blind, help the community. From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Stardust Ballroom to close after liquor license denial. Owners sell business. Unfortunately, after the city did not renew our liquor license, we have found that it is simply too difficult to continue operating as a public venue in the way we envisioned, Stardust Ballroom co-owner Louis Michael said in a company Facebook post. Article by Ryan Collins. The article starts with a photo of the outside of the Stardust Ballroom. It shows a gray overcropping above the front door, and it has a circular sign that says Stardust in cursive on the front, as well as two banners that say Event Space and then the StardustBallroom.com. The parking lot is empty in front of this building. This photo is provided by Ryan Collins. After a 3-year run in South Springfield, the Stardust Ballroom will shut its doors. In late August, minority owner Louis Michael announced on Facebook that he and majority owner Mark Burgess, who also owns Ozair and the Ozark Lunkers, have sold the Stardust to new owners with a new concept in mind. Michael said in the post the business is slated to close at the end of the week. In the post, minority owner said the business has struggled to make ends meet since its liquor license was denied a renewal earlier this year. Majority owner Burgess told the Daily Citizens in March that the liquor license non-renewal threatened the viability of the Stardust. In the Facebook post, Michael said the Stardust was never about making a lot of money. We hoped we could at least break even, but what we really wanted was to provide a safe, happy, and special place for people who wanted somewhere to go. A place to dance, listen to great music, enjoy a drink, dress up a little, and leave their cares behind, Michael said in the post. Unfortunately, after the city did not renew our liquor license, we have found that it is simply too difficult to continue operating a public venue in the way we envisioned. The Stardust Ballroom, located in a shopping center off of South Campbell Avenue near Walnut Lawn Street, opened in 2024. The building aimed to be the source of live entertainment for seniors, with big band and Sinatra-like atmosphere. In the lengthy statement, Michael rehashed the Stardust held a provisional liquor license, and city law stipulated that the business had to sell a certain amount of food in the year. And Stardust fell far short of that 50,000 threshold this past year. We were given more than a year to meet the requirement, but we simply weren't able to reach the number, Michael said in the Facebook post. We could have tried to get creative with the numbers, but this isn't who we are. We wanted to operate honestly and do business the right way. The company has been sold to new owners, Michael said. After a lot of thought and a lot of emotion, we have sold the business, the co-owner said in the post. We are excited for the new owners and their concept. They will have an opportunity to open under a new concept and pursue a new liquor license, and we sincerely pray that it works wonderfully for them. The post did not divulge the identities of the new owners, nor the concept planned. Burgess did not immediately respond to a request for comment on August 25th. The Stardust Ballroom was housed inside Shetty's Plaza at 305 West Walnut Lawn Street. The 70,000 square foot shopping center was owned by McLeod Shield Properties, LLC, and was appraised at $4.5 million according to Greene County Assessor's records. The dance and entertainment venue will have a swan song with a planned event on August 26th, Michael said in the post. There is one final social at what is still the Stardust Ballroom, the co-owner said. Stay tuned for the full invitation, but we hope you will come out and see us one more time, say goodbye, share some memories, and sign our big Stardust backdrop. Before thanking patrons for the 3 years of service, Michael reminisced on what the Stardust meant to him. I don't exactly know what everyone will remember about the Stardust. Maybe it will be the music, maybe the dancing, maybe the cocktails, maybe a special night with someone you love, maybe the friendships. For me, I will remember the people who walked through the doors and helped turn an idea into something real. The article finishes with the link to the Facebook post where all of these quotes came from, as well as 78 photos of different events at the Stardust Hall. And that is the end of that article.
I did not know that. Dolly Parton was in Magic School Bus.
Listen, but remember, we are staying focused on our article.
Sorry. That was one time. Springfield Daily Citizen. When does an AC stop being worth repairing? Sponsored by Queen City Heating and Cooling. The article starts off with 21 people in the photo. The team at Queen City Heating and Cooling, and this photo was provided by Queen City Queen City Heating and Cooling. Behind everybody are 6 white trucks in a row, as they seem to carry ladders. Are those ladders?
6 trucks. 4 of the 6 trucks carry ladders on top of their cars. Yes.
Yeah. Everybody seems to be wearing a black shirt, except for the guy in the middle who's wearing a light blue shirt. Yeah. Most air conditioners don't suddenly stop working. They slowly become harder to own. It starts with one AC repair, then another. Before long, you're wondering whether your AC will make it through another summer or leave you sweating on the hottest day of the year. If you've been asking yourself, should I fix it one more time? You're not alone. The better question might be, am I still investing in my AC or just delaying the inevitable? There's a picture of a Queen City HVAC employee repairing an AC unit at someone's house. He has his Queen City Heating and Cooling shirt on. He's looking through the cooling unit where it's got a CPU.
Where one of the main panels is off, and he is looking at the wiring. He is facing away from the camera.
That's what the green thing in a computer is called, a CPU, right?
It can vary depending on the device.
I know he has a drill in the background.
Yep. All right, you want to keep reading?
When repairs stop paying off, there's nothing wrong with repairing an air conditioner that's still in good shape. But when an older system starts needing frequent service, that math begins to change. One year, it's a
capacitor.
Next year, it's a
refrigerant leak.
Sorry. Then it becomes a blower motor. Blower motor.
Or compressor issue.
it sounded like a tongue twister. Individually, these repairs may seem manageable, and together they can cost thousands while leaving you with the same aging system. It's just not the repair bill either.
It's not just the repair bill either.
I said that.
You switched a couple of the words.
What'd I say?
It's okay. Let's keep going.
Higher utility costs, even uncooling, longer run times, and the uncertainty uncertainty
Uh-huh.
of another breakdown they all add to the real cost of keeping an old system running. If your AC still uses R-22
Refrigerant.
repairs can become even more expensive since that refrigerant is no longer produced and is increasingly difficult to source. Think beyond this summer. Instead of asking, can it be repaired, ask yourself, how much confidence will I have after this repair? If the answer is not much, it may be time to look at the bigger picture. A new HVAC system isn't just about replacing old equipment. It's about gaining reliable comfort, lower energy bills, quieter operation, and fewer unexpected repair calls. And if both your air conditioner and furnace are nearing the end of their lifespan, replacing them together often makes the most financial sense. A matched system is designed to work more
Efficiently.
to deliver more consistent comfort and typically comes with stronger warranty protection. There's is that the same guy or is it a different
Yep.
one?
There's the same person as he is looking at a different part of the AC unit. He is still facing away from the camera, and the AC unit is more taken apart than it was before.
Tools in hand. And behind him, of course. A limited time offer from Queen City Heating and Cooling, and it shows some sort of advertisement. The picture shows red and blue hue together. It kind of looks like a police light that shows a fixed AC in the background, and it shows choice of air scrubber or water heater when you purchase a full HVA system. Message below for more details. Air scrubber or water heater are in bolded red, and it shows an air scrubber and a water heater in two little bubbles next to
The title.
the title, and next to them is also like
A
like
pop-up bubble.
a pop-up bubble that says up to
$2,250 estimate value.
yeah, and on the bottom, also in red, it says free estimate. If you're considering replacing your system, now's an excellent time. At Queen City Heating and Cooling, we believe investing a new HVA system should deliver more than just reliable heating and cooling. That's why, for a limited time, homeowners who purchase a qualifying complete HVA system can choose one of these free upgrades. Free whole home air scrubber,
Mhm.
which can help improve your indoor air quality by reducing allergens, odors, bacteria, and other airborne contaminants throughout your home, or free water heater, depending on the option you choose, that's up to $2,250 in added value with your new system. It's our way of helping you enjoy greater comfort, better indoor quality, and more value from an investment you'll benefit from every day. Let's help you Let's help you compare your options. Not every older system needs to be replaced, and not every repair is worth making. If you're still unsure which category your system falls into, the experienced team at
Queen City
At
Heating and Cooling.
I got it, I just had to cough. They're here to help. will inspect your current system, explain your options in plain language, and provide honest recommendations based on what's best for your home and budget, not making it, not on making a sale. Whether your system has years of life left or if it's time to consider an upgrade, you'll have the information you'll need to make a confident decision. You can call them at 417 526 4946 or visit them at their website that says https://queencityhvac.com/. Everything is lowercase, and that's the end of that article.
From the Springfield Business Journal. Park Board aims to add food trucks at site events. By Claudette Riley. The article starts with a photo of an event going on at a park. There is no caption describing which event this is, but there are people at 5 different picnic tables who are wearing jackets and hoodies with 2 food trucks out. One of them is the handcrafted Spanish style churros. It is a white food truck with blue lettering, and then beside it is a food truck that is unfortunately unmarked, as there are too many people standing in front of it, unloaded with 3 tables in front underneath orange pop-up tents, and orange lanterns hang from these pop-up tents.
Oh, wait, I can see what the food truck says. They're bringing out churros.
I already read that one.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. The Springfield Greene County Park Board has taken steps to give patrons more food and drink options at its site and events. Robert Uckel, concessions administrator for the Park Board, said the Park Board mobile food vendor pilot program was launched roughly a year ago. He said the goal is to supplement or enhance existing park operations by bringing in food trucks for larger events or where concessions are either non-existent or inadequate. Our goal is to offset areas that we don't necessarily have concessions or have the infrastructure to maintain the quality we're looking for, he said. Uckel said one example is the Rutledge Wilson Farm Park Harvest Fest, which takes place each weekend in October. The weekends include hay rides, inflatables, a corn maze, and a pumpkin patch. In the past, concessions have been limited for the crowd size. We've always done that in-house, he said, but it's just growing to the point where I think food truck operations might be able to do a little better job. He said by bringing in the external vendors, the park board can offer a wider variety of food and drink options and take some of the pressure off its existing staff. Anywhere from 4 to 6 vendors is what I'm thinking for the festival. But then again, it is in our pilot year, so everything is subject to change, he said. We are learning as we go. As part of the pilot, the park board urged the more than 150 truck vendors registered with the Springfield Greene County Health Department to submit applications. At least 50 have started the process, he said. Ricky Michael, owner of Uptown Hog LLC, sought a business license in the city of Springfield to be a part of the pilot program. His business started in a food trailer in 2021 and later moved into 14 Mill Market in Nixa, according to previous reporting by Springfield Business Journal. Michael told SBJ he had been working through the process with the goal of bringing his Uptown Hog food truck, which looks like an ambulance, to park board events when invited. According to the park board, vendors must meet certain requirements to be considered, including insurance, a health department permit, and a track record of customer service. Uckel said about 16 food truck vendors have completed the process to be on the list, but he hopes the numbers will keep growing. He said the park board will choose vendors based on the event size and location with the goal of providing options. The vendors that do a good job will stay on the list. We want to ensure that we're giving enough variety for guests to make it worth their time to be there, to hang around the festival longer, he said. He said the park board will charge a fee to vendors, likely $25 to $250 per day, depending on the events and other factors. He said, I do apologize. He said by charging a fee instead of percentage of the profits, vendors will know the cost up front. Uckel said the addition of food trucks will enhance the patron experience or provider options at events when concessions are not available. We are not trying to flood our park systems with food trucks. Not every single park is going to have a food truck on it every weekend. We're not trying to oversaturate, he said. It is to enhance when we have a program or festival where patrons will be needing food or drink because of the heat or the length of the program. And that is the end of that article.
Huh. Oh. Hang on. Can you pronounce this name first?
So how about we start introducing the article?
Springfield Daily Citizen. Defendant in
Chavez Nugent
murder now wants to withdraw guilty plea. In the handwritten motion filed from jail, Timothy Hester stated he didn't understand the plea agreement and now wants a trial. This is by Jackie. I am so sorry.
Jackie Rewald.
Huh?
Jackie Rewald.
Rewald.
Mhm.
Okay. Say his name again.
So
There's a picture
it is
of
okay. Chavez Nugent and Haley Frillman.
they're looking at the camera smiling, and this photo was taken by provided by Froman's family. 4 months after he took a plea deal, Timothy Hester has filed a handwritten motion from jail to withdraw his guilty plea in the 2023 murder of
Chavez Nugent.
Hester, 20 at this time, is one of 5 co-defendants in the drive-by shooting in downtown Springfield. That killed 26-year-old Nugent and seriously injured Nugent's pregnant girlfriend, Haley
Frillman.
on November 4th of 2023. There's a picture of Timothy Hester in a gray jumpsuit looking at the camera.
It is a mugshot of the of Mr. Timothy Hester.
I'm getting deja vu from this. I could have sworn I read another article with that same.
We have read an article where there is another mugshot, but for now, I think we should keep reading the article.
Yeah, I'm just good at recognizing places.
So, yes, that is a mugshot.
Anyway, this booking photo was provided by Greene County Sheriff's Office, and Hester pleaded guilty in April to first-degree murder, first-degree assault, and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon. As part of that plea agreement, Hester agreed to testify against the remaining 3 co-defendants who, at the time, had yet to stand trial. One of those co-defendants has since pleaded guilty, and one stood trial and was convicted. Hester was not called to testify at that trial. The trial for the 5th and final co-defendant, Arshawn
Bradley,
is upcoming. Now there's a picture of
Arshawn Bradley
standing with his attorney Brandon Twibell at a pre-trial conference on August 19th of 2026 in Greene County. Judge Katie's, it's spelled with an I.
Judge Katie Greenwade's
courtroom. This photo was provided by Zoe McIntyre.
Yeah, Zoe McIntyre.
Okay. In his motion filed Tuesday, August 25th, Hester wrote that at the time he didn't understand the plea argument. Or not argument, I meant plea agreement. I am so sorry.
Madison, nobody's upset. We're gonna keep reading and it is okay.
Okay. He didn't understand the plea agreement and didn't understand the charges, had not talked to his family about the plea agreement. I mean agreement, not argument.
It is okay.
Okay, the plea agreement on the advice of his attorney, who said, quote, not to talk over these phones. Now, with a clear mind, defendant represents to the court that he is innocent of the charges alleged against defendant, Hester wrote, and requests that this court schedule the matter for jury trial upon withdrawal of uh, the
Aforementioned.
guilty plea. Hester's motion has not been considered by a judge. The Daily Citizen reached out to the Greene County Prosecutor's Office to ask how they plan to respond and will update this report if they respond. According to the April plea agreement, Hester was sentenced to 30 years for the murder charge and 20 years for the assault charge for Frillman's injuries. These sentences are served consecutively for a total of 50 years. Because Hester was younger than 18 at the time of the shooting, he is eligible for a sentence less severe than the life without parole sentence that first-degree murder carries for adult defendants. Oh, jeez. There's a picture of how do you pronounce that word?
Jurors in the murder trial of Quartz, Washington, were shown this picture of the car in which Chavez Nugent was a passenger when he was shot to death on November 14th, 2023. White stickers mark bullet holes in the car. It is a black car, a side view of the black car, where, as described, there are white stickers next to each bullet hole to mark how many there were and to show the evidence.
That must have been pretty violent.
So we're gonna keep this in
Anyway, at that April plea hearing in Judge Todd Myers' courtroom, Hester also pleaded guilty to assaulting a detective on July 24th of 2024, while Hester, who was then 17 at the time, was being held at the Greene County Juvenile Detention Center. According to information presented during the plea hearing, Hester violently attacked the defendant, picking him up and slamming the detective to the concrete floor. The detective suffered serious physical injury to his back and internal organs. Oh my gosh.
The detective underwent spinal surgery and his career in law enforcement was ended. Hester pleaded guilty to Class A felony of first-degree assault for the attack on the detective. According to the plea agreement, he will be sentenced to 30 years in prison for the crime, but will serve the time concurrently with his 50 years sentence in the shooting case. He is scheduled to be formally sentenced in November.
Anyway, next up is the fatal shooting.
Nugent and Frillman
were headed to a restaurant that evening in 2023 to have dinner when they noticed a dark sedan with multiple occupants. I was about to say it. Occupants following Frillman's car closely and then driving alongside at the same speed. As Frillman's car approached the intersection of College Street and Campbell Avenue, the dark sedan pulled up beside Frillman's car, and the occupants began shooting. In court, prosecutors have presented evidence that 5 different guns were used in the drive-by shooting. There's a picture of Hallie Frillman looking at the crime scene photo of herself being taken into an ambulance during the murder trial of
Elisha Bedell
on Tuesday, December 12th of 2025 in Springfield. This photo was taken by Ellie Freistack, and it shows Hallie Frillman sitting next to a podium, microphone next to her, and on beside her is a huge TV where she's strapped to a stretcher, and she's being rolled onto by an ambulance by police officers, and she seems to be in tears. Poor girl.
Frillman was 22 and 7 months pregnant when the drive-by shooting happened. Frillman was shot 3 times in her finger, her leg, and her arm. Her injuries caused her to have a high-risk pregnancy, and she was in a wheelchair for months. Nugent, Frillman's boyfriend for more than a year and the father of her baby, was shot numerous times and died at the scene.
Oh,
Hester's co-defendants.
I'm sorry. That's just really sad to hear.
Right.
Anyway, Hester's co-defendants. The first co-defendant in the murder case, 22-year-old Elijah Bedell, stood trial in December of 2025, and Bedell was found guilty of first-degree murder for killing, um,
It's not working.
what, the pen?
Oh yeah. For killing Nugent.
First-degree assault for shooting and seriously injuring Frillman, 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon for shooting out of the vehicle, and 3 counts of armed criminal action. Bedell was sentenced to multiple life sentences. There's a picture of Elijah Bedell appearing for his sentencing hearing on Friday, December 5th of 2025, and this photo was taken by Jim Wilson, and he's Elijah is in a suit and a wheelchair. He's not smiling or posing for the camera, but he looks pretty.
He is looking to the side towards the direction of the camera.
Yeah. Following a week-long trial in May, a jury convicted Quartz. Oh, like the gemstone. Nice. Quartz Washington, 21 at the time, on all charges: first-degree murder for
Nugent's.
Thank you, death, first-degree assault for shooting and seriously injuring Frillman, 4 counts of armed criminal action, and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon. He was given multiple life sentences to be served consecutively. There's a picture of Quartz Washington looking towards people in the circuit court of Greene County after a jury recommended he received multiple life sentences. He was convicted in the November 14th, 2023 killing of
Chavez Nugent
in downtown Springfield. This photo was taken by Jim Wilson.
Caesar Bolanos.
Had also originally been charged with first-degree murder for
Nugent's death.
First-degree assault for shooting Frillman, 4 counts of armed criminal action, and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon, but instead
Bolanos
was offered a plea deal and accepted it on June 5th at his final pre-trial hearing. As part of the agreement,
Bolanos pleaded guilty
to the Class A felonies of second-degree murder and first-degree assault. He was sentenced to 25 years for
Nugent's
murder and 10 for the assault of Frillman, with those sentences to be served consecutively for a total of 35 years. He will be eligible for parole after serving 85% of the sentence and was given credit for time served. Now there's a picture of
Caesar Bolanos
looking at the camera. He doesn't have a
expression.
He doesn't have the outfit on.
He's wearing a black t-shirt with yellow wording that is out of frame with the photo.
Right. And he's standing in front of the same wall, like that other guy was.
A gray brick wall.
Mugshot. The remaining co-defendant, 22-year-old Bradley, is also charged with first-degree murder, first-degree assault, 4 counts of armed criminal action, and 2 counts of unlawful use of a weapon. He remains in the Greene County Jail awaiting trial. Frillman and
Nugent's
families have always maintained that the victims did not know the 5 defendants, and it must have been a case of mistaken identity. No information was presented during the trials to indicate any of the co-defendants knew
Nugent.
Nugent. Okay.
All right. From the Springfield News Leader, interim Greene County Sheriff likely will run unopposed in November, from Marta Mias. The race for Jim Arnett's successor as Greene County Sheriff in November looks to be fairly uneventful. When the final certification date passed Tuesday, August 25th, interim sheriff Jason Johnson was the only one to file in the race, having received the nomination from the Greene County Republican Central Committee. Arnott was confirmed by the U.S. Senate to serve as U.S. Marshal for the Western District of Missouri in early August, months after receiving a nomination for the role from President Donald Trump. Last week, the Greene County Commission officially accepted Arnott's resignation and appointed Johnson as the interim sheriff. Johnson was the only one to apply for the interim role. Jason Johnson was appointed as the sheriff. There is a photo of him standing with him in front of a corner of a room that is one white wall and one blue wall. He is looking off camera and he is looking uncertain. Photo provided by Marta Miez. Because Arnott's confirmation came after the August primary election, but prior to the final certification date for the November election, each political party county central committee was asked to select a candidate to represent them. Greene County Clerk Shan Scholar said Johnson was the only one to be nominated and file for the election by 5 p.m. Tuesday, meaning he is likely to run unopposed come November 3rd. Scholar told the news leader that the deadline to submit signatures for independent candidates is Tuesday, September 1st. While it is possible a candidate joins the race in the next week, the clerk said he hasn't heard of anyone planning to do so. He said he understands Democratic and Libertarian central committees do not plan to nominate anyone, but would have until September 1st to do so as well. Johnson has served as the Greene County Sheriff's Office administrative captain since late 2024. However, he has been with the department in different capacities since 1998. According to previous news leader reporting, among Johnson's top priorities for the sheriff's office are body-worn cameras, something he has been researching in his role as captain and hopes to explore further as sheriff. The person elected in November will serve the remainder of Arnott's term through the end of 2028. Arnott was first elected in 2008, though he only faced a challenger in the race for his first and most recent fifth term. While Johnson is unlikely to face any competition on the November ballot since applying for the interim role, he's already raked in more than $100,000 in campaign contributions. Top contributions include the Greene County Sheriff PAC Warren Davis, owner of Warren Davis Properties, Gerald Cook and Lauren Cook of Lauren Cook Company, and Chad Schushman, a rancher and owner of now defunct Schushman Meat Company. And that is the end of that article.
From the Springfield Daily Citizen, Springfield
Fazoli's.
Location staying open despite bankruptcy fallout. This is by Ethan Brantley. There's a sign, there's a picture of a sign that says Fazoli, Fazoli's Italian food, ... fast. The logo shows an oval-shaped an oval-shaped disc that sits on top of a pole. It's red on the outside, green on the inside, and it shows a tomato smack in the middle. Despite its parent company filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and reportedly closing dozens of stores across the country, Springfield's two Fazoli. It's like saying ravioli, but with a Z.
Fazoli's.
Okay, Fazoli's locations are staying open. Nice. They're locally owned and operated. We have no intention of closing them, said Springfield's Fazoli's owner James Jacobson. Okay. Founded in 1988 in Kentucky, the quick-service Italian restaurant has closed 50 locations since November 25th. Locations since November of 2025, according to a report from The Street. This includes 6 locations in Missouri. Fazoli's parent company, California-based Fat Brands Incorporated, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in January of 2026. Chapter 11's bankruptcy is a process in which debtor
In debtor.
proposes a plan to reorganize a business or cooperation. The plan is to keep the business alive while paying creditors over that period. Springfield can consider itself lucky as states such as Alabama and the restaurant chain exit completely, and Indiana has seen 11 locations closed. Jacobson is pleased to be moving forward. We're looking to improve our quality, product, and innovation, and new menu offerings, Jacobson said. New menu items, a typo, there's no quotation marks. Wait. Oh no, never mind. It's not a typo. New menu items are still in testing, but include expanding sandwich options, pizzas, salads, and higher protein offerings. We're here to stay to be part of the community, Jacobson said. Fazoli's has been in Springfield since October of 1995, and the two local locations are at 2055 East Independence Street and 2137 North Glenstone Avenue.
From the Springfield News Leader, Springfield Library Board names new leaders for 2026-2027 term. Article by Janice Reeser. The Springfield Greene County Library District has named its officers and trustees for the 2026-2027 board year, with Christopher Bozarth selected to serve as board president. The leadership lineup was announced by the Springfield Greene County Library Board of Trustees according to a community announcement. James Nevins will serve as vice president. Marellen Phelan will serve as treasurer and chair of the Finance and Personnel Committee, and Carol Ann Robinette will serve as secretary. The board also welcomed new trustees representing Greene County and the city of Springfield. Esther Owen will serve as the chair of the Program Services and Technology Committee, while Robert Geiler will chair the Buildings and Grounds Committee. Pamela Hernandez was appointed as the board's new city representative. David Yancey and Aaron Jones will continue serving as trustees. Board includes city and county appointees. The library board is made up of 9 members who may serve no more than 2 staggered 3-year terms. 5 trustees are appointed by the mayor of Springfield to represent the city. 4 trustees are appointed by the Greene County Commission to represent the county. There is a photo of Christopher Bozarth, provided by the Springfield Greene County Library District. Christopher is standing in front of a brick wall. He has a hand on a black chair that is behind him, allowing him to pose where he is 3/4 away from the camera with his head turned towards it. He is wearing a black and white suit.
Sorry, my foot is asleep.
About the library district, the Springfield Greene County Library District operates 10 branches serving Greene County, Missouri. More information is available at thelibrary.org. Community Relations Director Vicki Hicks can be reached at 417-616-0564 or vickih@thelibrary.org. And that is the end of that article. From the Springfield Daily Citizen.
Answer man, will there be no locally owned banks in downtown Springfield come October? There, now my foot's asleep or awake. This is by Steve Pokin. There's a picture of the Great Southern Bank located at South Avenue and Walnut Street in Springfield, and this photo was taken by Ellie Frystack, and the photo, the building, it shows Great Southern as the not the logo, but the company's name. I can't really tell what the logo is supposed to even be.
So on the corner of South Avenue and Walnut Street is a Great Southern Bank. At the corner mark of the street, there is a sign that says Great Southern with their logo at the top. That is the fade from yellow to red. And on either side of the building, there is the Great Southern logo to show what building it is.
and it says the words 24/7 access wherever you go. Wait, should I read this part?
The article starts with a correction.
The original version of this story had a final paragraph that listed several banks that were believed to be owned locally and had their headquarters here in Springfield. That paragraph has been removed because some of the banks that were listed are not owned locally. It starts off with Answer Man asking, with Great Southern Bank closing down the downtown branch, will there be no locally owned bank in downtown Springfield for the first time in its history? I know that
Systematic Savings Bank.
had been downtown since pretty early, but now it has become Arlo Bank, and it's on the on the south side. There's a U.S. bank, definitely not local, a Phelps Bank, which is regional. I've always tried to bank downtown, but I believe there is no one left. This is what this was said by Jeff Houghton. I am sorry.
Jeff Houghton of Springfield.
I am so sorry if I mispronounced the name wrong.
It's okay.
Once the Great Southern Bank location at 331 South Avenue, South and Walnut, closes October 1st, there will not be a locally owned bank in downtown Springfield. Great Southern Bank has its headquarters at 218 South Glenstone Avenue in Springfield. But I don't believe it will be the first time in Springfield's history that this has happened. There's a picture of, how would I describe this? It's still a building.
So, the front of the building where that's listed Arlo Bank, ATM, but it looks as if the building has been closed off and part of the windows have been boarded up. At the top of the photo, there is a clock that juts out from the wall,
and it says 11:15 on it, right? Because the hour hand's almost hitting the 12, so it's not almost 12. It shows the picture, and it says the Systematic Savings Bank at 318 South Avenue have been in Springfield since 1923, and it was sold in 2024 and is now closed. This photo was taken by Steve Pokin. Springfield first became a town in 1838, and here's what I've gleaned from a book called Past and Present of Greene County, Missouri, by Jonathan Fairbanks and Clyde Edwin Tuck, and it was published in about 1914. If it pleases the court, let's go to chapter 15 titled Banks and Banks and Banking, not baking, banking. The little frontier trading post here became of sufficient
importance
to require banking facilities in May 1845, when a branch of the State Bank of Missouri was established. That tells me, Jeff, that Springfield existed for about 7 years without a bank because it didn't need one. This bank continued in business 17 years. The Civil War demoralizing its business in 1862, when, to prevent the funds being captured by the Confederate Army, the money in its vaults was taken overland to St. Louis and there deposited. At least that is the general understanding. They forgot to put quotation marks at the end.
So when there's two paragraphs of quotation, they don't quote the end of the article of the first. Because I thought I saw one right here, but yes, they are right there. That is to let you know that the article continues to quote the next paragraph.
They continued in business until they reorganized this bank into the Greene County's Bank. They then applied for a national charter, and in 1867 began doing business as the Greene County National Bank the first national bank in history or this part of the state. I'll admit, I don't know how many downtown Springfield banks there were during the Great Depression, 1929 to 1936, when 9,000 9,000 banks across the nation closed, according to the Social Security Administration. It is possible that downtown Springfield was without a bank during this difficult time as well. The next picture seems to show this. It shows the same bank, but it's showed at a
Wider.
wider angle, as I can see a truck and a car next to it. The truck says Pro Electric, 24-hour service, and it has their phone number next to it that reads 417-202-7052.
What the photo is the Systematic Savings Bank. It is taken across the street. It shows the exact same Arlo Bank and ATM closed off with and the windows wooded up.
But like you said, it's a wider view.
Mm-hmm.
One downtown bank has closed. The one across the street. The one downtown bank has closed. The one across the street about to close. Systematic Bank goes back to 1923. It was at 318th South Avenue, but I don't think it was always at that location. In checking newspaper archives, the earliest I see its location on South Avenue is December of 1935. Regardless, it was acquired by Arlo Financial Holdings in 2024. When I took a photo on August 24th, there was no business activity. A real estate broker's notice was on the front door instead. Some words are faded out, but some readable words that I can see.
So
this location will close Thursday, October 1st, 2026.
So the context to that is that this is a close-up photo of the Great Southern Bank window. Unfortunately, the flyer that Madison was reading off of is out of focus, as is most of the photo.
But like I said, I could read some words, like Thursday, October 1st, 2026 is when this location will close.
Yes.
Leaving downtown Springfield without a locally owned bank. Again, across the street, the Great Southern Bank was open for business with a note on the door stating the site was closing down October 1st. Great Southern Bank will still have several locations in other parts of Springfield following a regional downsizing this fall. Where exactly is downtown Springfield? To answer your question, Jeff, I need a clearer idea of the exact boundaries for downtown Springfield. I decided not to use the city map of Springfield neighborhoods because the downtown neighborhood does not include Park Central Square. Instead, the downtown square in the West Central neighborhood, which makes no sense to me. There's a map from a bird's eye view, a map from the downtown Springfield Community Improvement District. It shows the
There is an outline of downtown Springfield that Steve has made through blue squared off lines. It is 9 blocks long and 10 blocks wide.
Wow. I like going down there once in a while. It's pretty.
Oh, we don't need to do any.
I'm sorry.
I'm not upset. I'm letting you know. It's okay.
Anyways, instead I used the Downtown Springfield's Community Improvement District's map of downtown Springfield. Just outside of the area, defined as downtown, is a Great Southern Bank at the northwest corner of Chestnut Expressway and Benton Avenue across Chestnut Expressway from the
Municipal
Court Building. I talked to Rob Fulp,
Yep.
Springfield president of Great Southern Bank, for this story, and the only bank that he thought might be considered as being downtown once the Great Southern Bank at South and Walnut closes October 1st might be the one at Chestnut Expressway and Benton. But now that I know the boundaries of downtown, it's not in downtown Springfield. There's a picture of the branch of Great Southern Bank at Benton Avenue and Chestnut Expressway, seen in the view. It seems to show a wet sidewalk as it probably rained before the no, not before, after the photo was taken.
Before the photo was taken.
Oh, okay, so I was right.
Yes.
I also needed a definition of locally owned. I took that to mean that the headquarters of the bank is in Springfield, Missouri, and not, as mentioned, in Rolla, as is the case with the Phelps County Bank. Phelps County Bank is renovating the former Ward downtown YMCA building at 417 South Jefferson Avenue. The 5-story building was constructed in 1913 at a cost of $100,000, according to information from the Springfield Greene County Library website. Phelps County Bank opened in
interim
location at 334 East Walnut Street in July of 2024. It's at Jefferson and Walnut near the former YMCA building, and it will close when the bank opens in the former YMCA building. That's it.
All right. From the Springfield Newsletter, Missouri ranked one of the worst states for teen drivers. Why? Article by Ahmed Jawadi. Have a new driver behind the wheel? Unfortunately, Missouri may not be the best place for them to learn, according to a new Wallet Hub study. For many teens, getting a driver's license is a major milestone that brings newfound freedom and independence, but it also comes with significant risk. Car crashes are the leading cause of death among Missouri teens, according to Save MO Lives. The financial toll is also substantial, with motor vehicle crashes involving people ages 13 to 19 costing an estimated $40.7 billion annually in medical expenses, vehicle damage, and lost productivity, the Wallet Hub study found. To determine the best and worst states for teen drivers, Wallet Hub evaluated all 50 states using a variety of measures related to safety, costs, and driving laws. Here's what to know about Missouri's ranking. The article continues to show an interactive graph of Missouri it says Missouri ranks near the bottom of teen drivers. And it shows all 50 states ranked from white to blue, where white is the worst, where Missouri is ranked as 49 out of 50, and dark blue is the best, with New York being rated the best. Wallet Hub ranked Missouri number 49 among the 50 states, with only Montana faring worse. For its analysis, Wallet Hub evaluated states across 23 metrics, including the number of teen driver fatalities, average cost of car repairs, and the presence of impaired driving laws. The metrics were then grouped into 3 categories: safety, economic environment, and driving laws. Missouri scores were well below average across the board, with the state ranking dead last in driving laws and second to last in safety. Safety was ranked 49, economic environment ranked 36, and driving laws 50. As such, Missouri earned a total score of 29.16 out of 100. Wallet Hub's best states for teen drivers, in order, are New York, Oregon, New Jersey, Indiana, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Washington, West Virginia, and Maine. Wallet Hub's 10 worst states for teen drivers is Montana, Missouri, Mississippi, Wyoming, Alabama, Nebraska, Idaho, South Dakota, New Hampshire, and North Dakota. And that is the end of that article.
You want me to... Okay. Thank you for listening to the Blind Community Thrift Store radio reading service. Tune in every week, Monday through Friday, on the Blind Community Thrift Store's YouTube channel at 10 a.m. for more up-to-date news from the Springfield News Leader, Springfield Daily Citizen, Springfield Business Journal, and 417 Magazine. Listen after we are live on the Audio Reader Network at www.reader.ku.edu. All broadcasts are played over KSMU's subcarrier airwaves at 67 kilohertz on 91.1 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And you can contact Audio Reader Network for information on receiving a pre-programmed radio. I'm Madison.
And I'm Savannah. Thank you for listening.
Have a good weekend, everyone.